Hi everyone, welcome. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted the camera today, but I think this is good. We just need to flip it, I realize, because now all you can see is upside down and we don't want that. So bear with me while I rotate you a little bit. I think we want there. This is good. Let's put OBS down here. And hi Dorian, good evening. Let me know what you will be working on tonight. The goal is to do something crafty for an hour, whether it's crocheting or assembling our mystery crochet along amigurumi. Doesn't matter. The goal is that you're gonna take 1 hour for yourself and do some crafting. That's the main thing. And we're gonna have some cozy holiday vibes. Lucas baked gingerbread. My sister have made the dough, and we got a kilo of a gingerbread dough. So Lucas baked some today, and I have a cup of mulled wine. If you haven't grabbed anything to drink yet, go and do so, and we will start. I first wanted to thank you all who have been joining the crochet along this December. I always host 4 crochet alongs a year, and one of them are a mystery crochet along in December. The rest of them are also mysteries, but scattered over the year. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's a good. I am gonna try and put my phone on silent, whether I see my screen or not. Maybe that will do the trick. So this is our crow, our mystery amigurumi that we discovered this year during December mystery call. And he is huge. He's really big. I wonder if I can sew with this needle or if this is too big. I don't really know where I have. Yes, here is the other one. I think maybe this is better. The story behind this crow is I got the message from a follower maybe a month ago or so, and she asked me if I could design a crow since her daughter works as a teacher, not preschool teacher, but the first grades teacher. And they are using something called vahvuusvaris, which is this material where there is a crow, aka varis in Finnish, and this varis teaches kids about strengths like creativity or empathy or whatever. There was a long list. So she asked me for a pattern, and I thought that it was a brilliant idea. So this crow is my own version of the vahvuusvaris. Also realized it's a mix with the children's book character from Mamma Moo and Kråkan. If you are from Sweden or just in general have been brought up with Swedish literature when you were a kid, you know this story. It's about a cow and a really sassy crow who has a lot of attitude. And I had almost forgotten about this story, and it was so funny because I started getting posts on Instagram with quotes from this crow, and yeah, I had forgotten how hilarious and funny this character is. Dorian, I'm starting with this call. My holiday started and finally have time to crochet. That's perfect way to start your holiday with a brand new project, and you can now go in your own pace as all of the pattern parts are already available on the Club Hub. So if there's anyone here today who hasn't joined the crochet along, you can still do so even though we technically are finishing up the crochet along today, but the pattern parts will be available for free until 12th of January. So you can just sign up for the Happy Amigurumi Club and then you will get access to the page where you will find all the pattern parts. Frida, hi! I'm not done with all the parts in the call yet, so I'll be assembling 2 Noras instead. Nice! I guess it's Nora the Norpa, aka Ringed Seal. They will be Christmas gifts. Cute. I'm gonna try and figure out where I want to place between 8 and 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 8 scalloped edges on the head, so the beak is gonna be assembled in between those 2. It's like the scalloped number 4 and number 5. How is everybody else? Have you gotten a holiday already, or do you still have some work days to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was planning on starting my vacation yesterday, but I wasn't really feeling well, so instead I decided to take a shorter, calmer work day. And what am I doing? And I will be working a little bit. I worked a little bit today and I will be working a little bit on Monday. But after that, my goal is to take 3 weeks off. So there will be a little bit quieter here, but I will probably pop in the Discord chat. My goal this holiday is I want to craft. I am really inspired to craft. There will probably be some crocheting, but also I want to do other types of crafts. Probably some knitting, because I have the pink Icelandic sweater still going on, or I mean I have just started it. I have made 1 cuff of that sweater, but I think I'm gonna be working on that. And then I would also like to start a new knitting project, I think, and maybe some paper crafts, some hammer beads. I've been really inspired to create my own Christmas decorations this year, so if the inspiration is still going on during the holiday, I might do some more fun Christmassy projects as well. Hi Lind, 1 day left to work. You can do it. In Finnish we say tsemppiä. Almost at the finish line. I think we all need a little bit of vacation. Whether or not you like your work, it's always good with a break to just reset yourself. I also feel like it's been so many things going on this autumn. I have barely had time to take care of our home, and like just I haven't even unpacked since my last pop-up, so just to have time to do those kind of stuff is gonna be really nice. And I'm also looking forward to going on long walks, even though the weather here is really bad. It's ridiculous. I feel like we haven't, or the past Christmases we have had snow. We had snow a couple of weeks ago, but it's been raining for like a week and a half, so now it's all gone. And I promise you, please keep me accountable for this. I will never design anything in black again during this time of the year. I am very sorry if any of you have been struggling with the black yarn, because I have. It's been more of a struggle than I actually thought that it would be. So I'm excited to finish up this now. I have also finished up all the amigurumis for the amigurumi calendar 2026. Took the last photos today. We'll wrap it up on Monday. And now I have a Wally the Whale bag that I need to finish for my nephew. But after that, I can start new projects or finish up projects that just been in my whip pile for a very long time, and I'm very excited for that. That is very inspiring when you get to finish off something. And if you are confused to why there is a red yarn in the material list of this pattern, that was because I initially thought that we would make a Santa hat for our crow, but time ran out, so I didn't have time to make that part. So that's why there isn't any red in this little fellow. But if you feel inspired and want him to have a Christmas hat, feel free to make one. I mean, it's pretty easy. You could just make the beak, but you continue the increases and you make it in red, and then you put a pom-pom on top of it and sew it onto the head. I think that's the easiest way to make a Santa hat for this little creature. We need to have a name for him, her. One thing that is good with black parts is that the sewing is very invisible. You can't really tell if a stitch is wonky or not. But you need to be careful not to pull up a lot of the stuffing. I think I'm gonna go over it and just pinch out all the stuffing that is coming out when you sew. Okay. I think we need a little bit of stuffing. This is also a very unusual color for you know me, I love colors so much, and making a black and gray amigurumi, what is happening? But I really like, this is now made with Seven Brothers by Novita. It is a Finnish yarn sock brand. You can find their yarns in every grocery store here in Finland, basically. And I really like their gray yarn, because cotton gray yarns are usually very solid in color, but when you use a wool yarn that is gray, there is some shade difference. So you can see like some of the hair is lighter gray, and then some of the hair is darker gray, and I really like how that looks. The next crochet along will be hosted in March. It's not planned yet, so if you have any wishes, even though the amigurumi will be a mystery and a secret as usual, you can always wish for animals that we haven't made yet. At least a horse is on my list, because we talked already about horses in the Happy Amigurumi Club Discord chat, and I feel like, I mean, we have a unicorn, so a horse would be fun. Also a horse standing on 4 legs, so the same model as Frida the llama and Lola the giraffe would be pretty fun. And something different, since I feel like the usual way to design an amigurumi horse is making it a sit-in one. But it would be fun to do something a little bit different. And I forgot to tell you, I have already sewn together the body and the head. I just didn't have the time to frog that part, so if you are confused why they are connected, that's why. Also, if you have any wishes for what we could do inside of the club next year, let me know. This year we have had, of course, our annual crochet alongs, 4 of them to be precise, but we have also crocheted for charity, over 100 amigurumis, and we have learned Finnish. Okay, time for the eyes. I was a little bit scared that the eyes, that I've designed them a little bit too small, but I think it's gonna be good, since crows and birds, I feel like they don't have huge eyes, so I might put them a little bit closer than I initially thought. The only thing with wool yarn, I feel like it's a little bit tricky getting the magic circles to stay closed, even though how much you pull it, and I might have needed to actually I was too lazy, so this is always how my backsides of the eyes looks like. I just tie a knot with all of the different strands, and then I keep, of course, the long one for sewing. But with the wool yarn, it might have been better to actually weave in the white end. And yes, it is very smart to use pins when you sew your hearts. For the eye, I feel like they are always a little bit in the way, so just try to keep it in place as much as possible. And I'm just doing a up and down stitch for the eyes, since I like the look that it's just kind of glued on to the amigurumi. But with the beak I did a invisible stitch. It is definitely a little bit more hairy to work with wool yarn than cotton yarn. And then I've heard that chenille is even worse. I haven't really tried out any chenille or velvet yarn. I have in my stash because I, for science reasons, do want to at some point try it out, but I'm waiting for the day where they can invent a chenille yarn that wouldn't be plastic based. I think this is our second woolly amigurumi this year, since we also made, some of you might have made the koala. That was a free pattern earlier this winter, autumn. I guess it was autumn because it was in October, November. And it's been fun. I really have been enjoying experimenting a little bit. Where is my pair of scissors? experimenting with different materials. Like wool, I would also love to try and make a fuzzy amigurumi with mohair and maybe wool yarn. I even have it in stock already, or in my stash. Okay, we have one eye. I think it looks so cute. I think it's good. It's good. It gives it character when it's not like the... It could have worked also with the bigger eyes, but I think this is good. I'm also very excited to sew on the legs because I feel like it's so kind of derpy. I'm gonna try and get it so that it can sit by itself. That's my goal. And I think also the tail feathers are gonna be helping with making it sit by itself. Lucas is making a sauna tonight, and I feel like it's exactly what I need. Some relaxing sauna time. We have a wooden one, so you need to make a fire to get it warm, and it usually takes a couple of hours with fire for it to get as hot as it needs to be to call it a sauna. So it's always a little bit of a project when you want to go to sauna in this house. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm placing the eye approximately 9 rows down from the magic circle. Do you have any good crow names in mind? We haven't named this little fellow yet. Even though he isn't little, he's pretty big. If you are crocheting him, this was now 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. So if you are using a thinner yarn and a smaller crochet hook, it will probably be approximately like a more normal happy amigurumi size. Then this fellow definitely is on the larger side, but that's okay. For you who are inside the Happy Amigurumi Club, there will be a one last free exclusive amigurumi pattern coming your way later this month. I'm gonna get it out probably on Monday, but I don't want to say any solid dates because you never know life if something happens. But during December, that will be a little bit of a treat for you. I was actually about to share it earlier, but then I realized that the pattern is in Finnish, and I had totally forgot that I had designed it in Finnish and not in English. So I need a couple of hours to just translate it into English. I feel like the first eye was it's more flat than this one. I have probably maybe not stretched it out in the same capacity as the first eye, but it's okay, it's okay. It is fine, it is fine. We are not gonna be picky. Also at the same time, I realized that I have been a bit lazy and haven't really weaved in any ends on the body or the head. I could actually do that, but I need to fish out. I have no idea where this comes from. This is like just a random thread from somewhere. Maybe I just took it through the head. Dorian, some names that fit for a crow: Nimbus, Grim, Cinder, and a Whisper. I really like Nimbus. It's something, I mean, it's Harry Potter. It's very magical about it, and I like a magical crow. I will write up all the suggestions, and then we can make a poll in the Discord, for example. Or Instagram stories. We'll see. I have some ideas for Finnish names. For example, Ville. But I feel like it's maybe it's too Finnish. I don't know. Okay. these one I will deal with later. I think before attaching the legs, I would like to attach the tail feathers, I think. Because then it might be, I don't know, easier to navigate where the feet lands. I think it's the same, but what does the pattern say? Between row 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. So here's some weird. Then I'm trying to center it up because I know that this is the center back. And then just to get it centered. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit crooked. Fun fact, I lost yarn chicken when designing this amigurumi. So some of the parts are crocheted with double-stranded some random wool yarn that I had that happened to be exactly the same shade as the Seven Brother gray that I'm using. I don't actually think I've run out, but I have misplaced this yarn skein somewhere and I couldn't for my life find it. So I had to come up with another solution. And the tail I'm just sewing with, I guess, invisible stitches. So you take a stitch from the tail and then you go down in the same hole as where the thread comes up, and then you push it one stitch to the left. And then you just repeat that. So one stitch from the tail, down in the same stitch as where the yarn comes up, and then one to the left. And then you will get this really very invisible, or as invisible as it can be. Nothing can be 100% invisible. Also a hack if any of you are designing your own amigurumis. A great tip is to, on each part, always choose the same color for one round that is the main piece that you want to attach it to. So it might seem super random that I have one round with gray on the tail feathers, but it's actually just to make the seam more invisible when you sew it on, because if it would have been a black stitch, you would have seen the stitches more easily. So that's one way to design smart, and also to make it easy for everybody who is making your pattern. I feel like I might have needed to put the tail, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. I told you that this was mulled wine, but this is actually glöggi, which is basically just hot not soup, soft, like hot juice with like cinnamon, like Christmassy spices, I guess. So it's not like the real mulled wine. Okay, I think it was good. Right? The proportion of this has been a roller coaster. I felt like at some point the eyes were too small, and I felt that the wing is too small. I still will probably have a breakdown when we start sewing those on. As well as the tail being too big. But since I have had a very tight deadline with this design, I haven't had maybe the same time to frog as I usually have with a amigurumi. So it's been a very just trust the process design, and we will see now together how he turns out when he's finished, and I bet he will have a lot of character. That's a good thing. That tail is not going anywhere anymore. It is stuck. Okay, we have a have a wonky tail. It almost looks like a peacock tail, or like a should we have a peacock on 2026 amigurumi list? It feels like a peacock or like a chicken for some reason. But we are just gonna live with it. It's good. It's a crow with a chicken, or okay, legs next. I'm gonna try and place. I think this might be a good. Between row 7 and 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe one lower. I'm gonna force a lot of pins in this part because I feel like it's gonna move around a lot. And if you have tried to use knitting needles when assembling amigurumi, I feel like it could maybe have worked with the wool yarn. There is 10 stitches in between legs. Yes. Okay. This is a nervous part. It's so rare for me to sew on legs and arms since I usually design them to be crocheted in one piece with the body. So this is now a little bit nerve-wracking for me since I'm not really used to this. Carl could also be a crow name. Lucas doesn't have a name, a amigurumi who's named after him yet, but his second name is Carl, so then he would get kind of his own amigurumi as well. Carl the Crow. Or is it too hard to say? A lot of R's. This works, right? Do you think it's too tiny? Oh, once again, the proportions of this is... But I guess birds have tiny feet. So... But it's just sometimes when you design something, it takes a while for you to kind of like it, I guess. It has to kind of have its time to grow on you. And then some designs you just love immediately. It's very interesting. Okay, let's cramp some more stuffing before closing the gap. Don't think we need the pins anymore. It did help though to keep it sort of in place. I think that's enough. I wonder if I could have pulled it out a little bit more. Oh well. Because I have like 2 stitches now here bunked up and I feel like I don't have anywhere to place them, so let's do the boring stuff and frog a little bit. And after the legs, the only thing we have left is the wings. And those are really, really quick to sew on. So I will be sitting here until I have finished this. So we will probably go a little bit over an hour, but that's okay. Let's see. Yes. yeah, the arms. Since I was thinking about how this amigurumi could be used in education purposes, I have left holes in the wings, which might have been confusing for some of you. But the holes have a purpose. The purpose is that you can stick your fingers in them and use our crow as a puppet. And it's the first time I have designed a puppet amigurumi. And the wings definitely gave me some gray hairs before figuring out how to design them. The initial thought was to make them, now they are made bottom up, but I was initially thinking making top down, but then I thought that it is easier to explain the other way around in a pattern, so that's why it is designed as it is in the pattern and not the other way around. Here I also have it unweaved in end that needs some attention at some point. Okay, yeah, way better, way sturdier than the first try. Is there a needle inside this? Maybe not. Maybe it was just the stuffing is really wonky here. It's super hard. Weird. I don't know if it has happened for any of you that you have left a needle in any of your amigurumis. I use them sometimes as pin cushions just to have somewhere to stick the needle that I'm using in. And sometimes I forget that they aren't there. Now we just decide how wide-legged we want our crow to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think you can get him to sit. I feel like he's a little bit too wide. Maybe we can move him a couple of stitches. Just a teeny tiny bit. Okay. Needle. Here it is. Okay, last leg. personally, this was not my favorite part to assemble. The other ones was piece of cake, but the legs were a little bit tricky. And then, I don't know if anyone can relate, but when it's a boring task and a task you don't like, you try to do it really, really fast. And then the chances of doing something wrong and you needing to frog increases. Oh, you should just learn and do it slowly, but well. Add some stuffing. Done. Let's shape the scalloped edges a little bit. Oh, it looks so cute. I was also contemplating to do rubber boots for him, but if you have the book, the rubber boots will fit on these feet as well. Very cute. Okay, he needs a pair of wings because he very much looks like a black and white chicken at the moment. I don't know if the wings will help, but but maybe he will look less like a chicken. I don't know, where is chicken vibes coming from? Well, either way, he will be a cute crow chicken. So, the idea of the wings is that you can poke your finger in it and wiggle his wing a little bit if you want to do so. So, my suggestion is that you place your hand like this, and that will kind of calculate for you where to place the wing so that you have space to put at least a little bit of your finger in it. You can of course put it longer back, but I don't know if they are a little bit too short for that. How? Where do we want them? Okay, he looks like a crow from the back now when you place the wings. Yes, and I want it to be a little bit down, maybe like this. And I am only gonna stitch like an L, so a couple of these upper stitches, I think, and this. You can also only, I think in the pattern I wrote that you can only maybe just attach this portion of the wing, like the inside of the hole. I think the wings are gonna do it. They're gonna make him just perfect. Like, let's stick a couple of needles in. Where was the better? Yes, no? There. Thank you for your order. Whoever just placed one, let's take a peek. It was probably a happy amigurumi club. Yes. Order that came in. So thank you, Carol. And Dorian also for subscribing yet another month. I really love this little amigurumi community that we have built. It has definitely made me crochet way more than I have done without it. Okay, now I have just made stitches here. I think I'm gonna put just a couple up there too, just to keep it in place. I don't think it's necessary, but when you don't have your fingers in it, I want it to sit a little bit more flat against the body, I guess. So maybe just 3 or 4 stitches extra. Since the body is gray and the wing is black, I'm gonna fasten off or wave in the end. in the wing. Okay, he's a crow now. Let's try. And then you can like I mean, it gives him a little bit of extra life, I would guess, if you want to like use him as a puppet. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. Okay, we have one wing left, and then I have some weaving ends, weaving ends in to do, but I will do that later. I am though gonna sew on the last wing so we can see him properly finished before ending the live stream. When you crochet the wing, the yarn that you're gonna sew with ends up in the wrong side of the wing, so you have to move it. And you just move it by sewing through the top row of stitches. This. And the wings aren't like, because they are identical, so they will not be mirrored, because I don't felt like it was necessary to make it mirrored, since you can't really tell when it's black that it's just the upper row stitches that is gonna be on a different. You can see the back side of the single crochets and then the front on one of the other. Okay, I guess this is good. Ah, such a good little bird. Let's see, trying to get this kind of the same angle as on the first wing. Okay, might not be the prettiest, but it works. Then we'll do a couple of stitches on the top wing. Okay, let's try him out for reals. I will do something about these last yarn ends during a later time. But yeah, you can poke your fingers pretty good in the wings, and then he can fly, kind of. I could have made maybe the wings a little bit bigger, but it gives him character. Tiny wings and a big tail. If you want, you can stitch down the scalloped edge on his head because it might be flying up a little bit. And yeah, if you want to make him a Christmas hat, for example, feel free to do so. That was my initial plan, but the time just ran out this time. So this is our mystery, very big amigurumi of the December Crochet Along 2025. Thank you so much for hanging out today, but also just being a part of the Happy Amigurumi Club this year. It would be nothing without you, so I hope you know that you are a very important part of a very lovely community. So yeah, thank you so much for crocheting, crafting, or assembling together with me today, and I will see you next year. Crazy! I hope you all have a really lovely holiday, whatever you are celebrating or not. I hope you will have some time off at least to relax and craft and take care of yourself. So yeah, see you around. Have a really nice rest of the year, and keep your eye out for the a bonus pattern that is coming later this year. I will send you a message and write in the Discord chat and everything. Bye!